Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about the magic that is, the electro-magical rhino. Here we go. So as you guys may know from my card review video, I actually think very, very highly of Rhino. Now this could easily be one of those, it's just a non-Dro thing or whatever, like he's out of his mind, or I might actually be on the money. And I'm pretty sure I'm on the money with this sort of thing. Anyway, so I really think Electro Magical Rhino is actually pretty good. I don't know if this is going to be the metagame where you can actually safely play it, but I do think the card is actually really cool. Naturally, I was met with a lot of skepticism. Shout out to you, my boy Tupa. Anyway, so as a result, I was kind of asked, put my money where my mouth is. I actually had play it for a little bit, and I did actually play it on stream for a little bit. Now, it wasn't that many games. It honestly was not that many games, and the list of season was pretty subpar. And but I did want to go ahead and actually show you guys one of the games from the stream, because that game I felt like was actually a good example of what the electro magical rhino can do. Now the list I was using was this one. As you can see, again, if you just scroll through, you can see it has some meme shit in it that shouldn't be in it, but I was just messing around. Whereas this list here is a more practical list that does not play as many meme things. It literally just plays no potent, because at the time of the stream there was some limworm and whatnot running around. And then lastly, one electro magical rhino. So basically, if you were to actually play this deck, you basically just swap the Saphira for the one of no potent, and boom, pop your uncle, you're good to go. So I'll go ahead and show you guys this game. Now again, as I said before, don't focus so much on from my perspective of the game. Focus on my opponent's perspective of the game, the plays that he's making, because that I felt is really good. Now, part of the reason why I don't think I guess I can talk about this at the end of the video, but yeah, Rhino's pretty cool, I think. In the Portalcraft mirror, I'm not actually sure how Rhino works in the Portalcraft mirror, because I did not get to play that many games after the new content patch. I'm really looking forward to getting to play some over the weekend, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. So my opponent is, again, like I said, playing Portal. Now the hand I have, I kept it because it's actually really strong to keep. Because if I both draw well off the top, and if he does not have a good aggressive early start, I can get the jump on him. I can get the early aggressive start, and then also have the advantage by having the extra Evo point, and that's insane, right? So he plays the meta protection on 1. That's fine. I do actually pick up an early, again, like I said, a good early start, because you want to have something that puts stuff into your deck, as well as something that can either search out or pull from your deck, as well as something that guaranteed pulls from your deck. So you have a wealth of options. So here he plays Mechwing Swordsman. He puts in a Radiant, and as well as a Mystic artifact. Pay attention to those artifacts; those are going to become very, very important later. I play out the Icarus of my own, and I'm just okay, sure. Here he plays another Mechwing, and he chooses to go face here. I don't blame him. You went first. You have the priority to go ahead and go first. However, if I were to pick up pick up I guess a meta production, a Miriam, and then also a Biofab, I'd be able to make a lot of crazy plays. But obviously I don't get that, so I'm just gonna go face. I now have that better board. See, I'm not gonna go face. You're gonna make the trades, not me. You. So he plays a substitution here. Now the substitution is good, but not good, because it leaves him with no good plays, because he only has Mystics and Radiance in his deck, so those don't help him make any sudden plays. So the sub was the only option he had, but it's not a good option, because he can't really make trades, and he can't really go face either. So he's in a rock and a hard space. I'm just gonna make that space even tighter for him. It's not gonna be a good look for him. I go ahead and evolve. I go ahead and go face. Now I get to play around both substitution as well. I get the halfway play around substitution, because if he plays substitution, he needs a 2-drop. He also does not have Icarus as a solid out, because of the fact that if he plays Icarus, it's now a 1-in-3. It's now a 1-in-3 roll that's in my favor for him to fail. The roll. If he fails the roll, he probably loses the game on the spot, so I don't think I would go for that. He plays out Prayer for Machine Soldier here, 50-50 chance. He wins the 50-50 because he immediately plays the Biofab to go ahead and get the Mystic artifact, so that's nice. Because if he did not have that, he probably again would have lost the game on the spot. It makes the evolve, but again, there's no good evolves. because, oh, if I have substitution, boom, you lose. If I have another Icarus, boom, you lose. But I don't get the Icarus, no, that's fine. I just go ahead and use the sub. The sub is A-okay, because, like, again, he's behind on board. He's behind on board. I'm ahead. I have my Machina if I want it. Like, life is good. Life is cool. Now I'll go ahead and, you know, press the advantage, because, like, when you're out here, right? When you're out here and you like see like the blood in the water or whatever, you gotta get on it. You gotta be that shark. You gotta go ahead and, you know, you gotta like snip it out. Like they're the chum, you're the shark, you know. But you ain't their buddy, pal. You ain't their friend, pal. Like it's not like that. So I go ahead and push my lead. I go ahead and go face. Now the reason why this play is nice is because, like, if he has Machina here, Machina is just dead on a rifle. So he plays a Hamlin here. The second he played the Hamlin, I immediately knew what he copied. I knew he copied the puppet, because I've been like fortunate enough to be able to play around the puppet the entire game. So if he doesn't copy the puppet, he cannot get value out of the soul puppet. Yeah, yep. So he copies it, and I'm like, okay, sure, fine, bet. He makes the trades. I'm like, okay. Now here he plays another Hamlin. Now I didn't like this play at all, because I wasn't quite sure what he copied, but I felt like if I was going to make that play, the one that my opponent made, what I would have done, well, because I still don't even know what was in his hand, like up until now, because of like what happened afterwards. But if I had another pup, well, if I was able to make 3 puppets, I would have just like made all 3 puppets to trade in this one, because this way I don't get to make value trades now. Like, and that would have been like A-okay, but like it lets me do it. I'm like, okay, sure, fine, it's your funeral. Because as you see here, like the 4-2, it would die on board. It would die on board, and there's no way for me to avoid that. But yep, so he does this, and then makes the evolve. So I'm like, okay. Like if he's giving me his last evolve point, that's when that makes sense. But still, not a good look for him. All right, now here, I go ahead and and even though, yeah, you could be like, okay, well, we have like a slam dunk Machina here. Why do I need the Mach? I don't need to play it just yet, right? Like, this draws me a card. I can copy it with this to draw more cards. This draws me cards. This draws me cards. Like the hand I have is already A-okay. Like I don't really need to start the cycle going. Like, if anything, if I make a fatter board, I can make it so that if he plays Machina, he loses the game, unless he has like a billion things to do with it. But like, as you can see here, his hand's looking kind of dry. Like, he hasn't really had like good options up until now. But here, I make a crucial mistake. Even though I just said I had a lot of value or whatever, there was no reason, I mean no reason at all, for me to play for even more value. That was just me being a greedy scumbag, and I'm gonna get punished here. Because here, my man plays out the Electromagical Rhino. Now this animation is pretty sick. I actually like it a lot. I know there's another legendary in the game that has a similar animation, but I don't remember what that. Oh, I think it's like Hero of Antiquity actually. Anyway, so here you see them about to get punished, and this is one of those punishes that's like a pretty much, well, I say somewhat game defining, but it is definitely a game defining punish, because like because he has this 8-7. Like 7 is an odd number. I can't actually clear that without using my Evo point, which is one of the advantages I had over him. Now granted, I have a lot of advantages over him, but you know, you never want to, you know, concede more advantages than what you have to, because that's, you know, how you can like fall behind, how you can like lose games, things like that, right? So here, at a number of different options, but I decide now that, oh, okay, well, he played a Rhino, and his first Rhino is big, which, by the way, like, this brings me to like another side point. And I did say this in like the last like Portal Craft video I had, but again, I'm not really sure how many people watch that. But like, the first Rhino you play is actually, I think, the most impactful Rhino, because like, if it's a fat Rhino, it means that every single Rhino you play after that is going to be equally as fat and equally as annoying. Whereas if your Rhino is small, it means it not only does nothing on board, but it means that all of your subsequent like Rhinos and whatnot, all of those are probably gonna be like pretty like meh and underwhelming as well. So just definitely first Rhino is probably the most important Rhino. So I go ahead and play up the Machina here. I go ahead and choose to go for the suicide, because I want their damage. Like, I have Saphiras in my deck. I don't know about you, but I have Saphiras in my deck, and I don't think you can match me in a Saphira war. Anyway, so I go ahead and make the evolve again. Like I said, like, I don't care about this staying in play, because like, I did not know what else was in this deck, and I felt like his deck was like pretty small and can actually like contest this. So I was going to start spinning some wheels. I go ahead and pick up my Saphira immediately. Now remember, I only have 2 Saphira. In the video, at the time of the video, I only had 2 Saphiras in the deck. I didn't have 3. So here he plays that Mystic Artifact. Then also plays a Hawk Robbie as well. This is actually a nice thing, and then this actually brings me to a nice important part. Now I know a lot of people said, okay, well, what do you do about your hand size post like Rhino and whatnot? Well, if you have Hawk Robbie, if you have Mystic Artifacts, that's a-okay. Because the nice thing about Electromagical Rhino is that he helps like change the the hierarchy of like how you view your artifacts, and that now Rhino is basically just a much larger but kind of like one-time usage sort of ancient artifact, which means that like in the deck you actually want to have more Mystic Artifacts, Prime Artifacts, and not Prime Artifacts, Radiant Artifacts, and then also Analyzing Artifacts with the main focus on I think Analyzing and also Mystics as well. Just because again, like even though you can only play maybe one max 2 of these per turn, if you're still able to like play other artifacts and whatever, that's like a-okay, right? Anyway, here I don't know why I decided to do this, but like I decided I was gonna get big. Like maybe I just had some Rhino envy from like what my opponent did, but I make a pretty big mistake here trying to show off, trying to be ballsy and whatnot. Because at the time, like when he played with the 8/7, I was like, damn, that's an 8/7 Rhino. It's pretty big, right? So I just I don't know why, but like I guess because I saw his Rhino, I just thought like my Rhino would be equally as big. I also did not use the handy dandy description module, because as you see here, if you scroll all the way down, you will actually see it does actually have an artifact tracker for you that's on the card. But I didn't do it because at the time, like I only saw this part. I only like it showed me like that part exactly. So I was like, oh, okay, well maybe it doesn't have a tracker on its own. So, which is kind of weird because I know there's actually a similar card, a Colossal Construct, that does have a tracker. Anyway, I play up mine. Now, as you see here, mine is a rinky-dink 2/7, so mine is going to do jack shit this entire game, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, as long as the first one is impactful, every single other one will be impactful. If you play out one in a bad spot, you're gonna get punished for it, as I'm about to get punished here. Because now I have to go ahead and I have to force resonance in a spot. Well, I don't have to force resonance, but like, as you can see here with my hand is actual dog shit. So I have to force resonance, which means I have to go ahead and toss away my Severe, I have to toss away my Biofabs and shit like that. And that's not conducive. Hell, I even pick up an Excel and I get fully punished. So yeah, so I have to go ahead and ditch my Excel. Thankfully, in true antagonist fashion, we don't get punished here because you're like, why would mistakes get punished, right, Kappa? Anyway, so now like the pressure's on him. He still has to clear off my 2/5 and things like that. But now my new game plan is, I have to deck for Saphira. So here he plays out a Rhino immediately. Now this gives me some information. It lets me know that one of the things he picked up was in fact a Rhino. It also tells me that he also drew an artifact for the turn, which is actually pretty surprising when we consider what's in this deck, and the fact that he has a lot of real cards in this deck. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So he plays with the Rhino. I'm like, okay, sure. He kills my Rhino. That hit really, yeah, like watching that was like painful for my soul. 8 damage versus 2 damage. That's pathetic. Anyway, he makes a trade here. I actually did not like the trade there. I actually would have gone base because I actually can't kill him. Yeah, like we're going into my turn 9, but I think he thought that that was gonna be on my turn 10 because again, like maybe he wasn't looking to see who went first or whatnot, because that's some pretty impressive plays for going second. Anyway, so because he did that, that's actually gonna cost him, because actually what I can do now is I can go ahead and make a lot of really impressive plays. So the play I should have gone for, quite honestly, was I should have gone for play out Excel, then play Hawk Robbie, get 2 artifacts. If I get 2 artifacts I can play, and I don't actually like pull up my my Rhino, then I'm in a good spot. I can go ahead, keep playing up more things and like do other things from there. I also have like some like mid-ground options, such as like playing like Hamlin for Iron Staff into Iron Staff, and then also play Excel, things like that, and that's also a-okay because I'll still be in Resonance. I'll still get to draw my 6. But ultimately, I believe I ended up bungling this turn hardcore. So I do manage to play up like Excel, right? But I then play up my Rhino again. I don't know why, but like, but in my mind, I was like, okay, well, my Rhino's gonna be impressive too, right? My Rhino's gotta be impressive, right? No. The lesson's not learned. My Rhino's still dog shit. Anyway, so I go ahead and play it out. I go ahead and start making some trades. I actually do have to turn off Resonance here, I believe. Well, I don't have to, but like, but because of the lines I made, like I get kind of forced to, because that's an 8/7. 8/7s are painful as fuck, right? So I get to stay in Resonance and then clear off some more stuff on the board. I go ahead and I ditch 6, I pick up some stuff, I'm like, cool, fine. So thankfully, a big portion of this game, and this is actually really important, is that like he hasn't played out enough artifacts for the Superior to be threatening to kill me right now. Because again, even though his rhinos have been like ginormous, like actually fucking ginormous, he hasn't actually had like any like real artifacts killed off yet. Like I believe like he's only had like 3 or 4 total, and that's very, very important for us to remember, because like again, like with how healthy we are, he needs to have either like two rhino stick. Granted, he can only really play 1 because he hasn't played either Excel or Machina yet, or conversely, he needs to be able to out pressure me on board and also like make a billion wards. So here he plays another Mystic for another Hakrabi. I'm like, okay, sure, yep. He floods up the board here. I'm like, okay, sure, all right. So this turn right here, this turn is very, very important. Take notice. So here, this is the part of the game where I should, finally meet my comeuppance, finally get punished for all these mistakes I made, right? However, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see some very, very unfortunate things happen on both sides. So even though I did list a lot of positives for Electromagical Rhino, there are some negatives as well. One such negative is that, if you enter into game states like this where you need to like pull out like small artifacts, such as say your analyzers, your ancients and things like that, so this way you can do some like Excel bullshit and make full trades. Well, you're gonna get kind of hindered because there's like with each rhino you play, you go ahead and you dilute your deck with like nothing but rhinos. So here we see me get punished for that. Like my Hakrabi picks up nothing but rhinos, and I can't play those. However, that's less on the rhinos itself and more on like lack of actual foresight and like lack of like planning on the caster's part. Like, yes, I realize that in fact that I'm actually like shit talking myself, but like I'll be the first to talk. I played this game like actual shit. Like granted, there were some parts where like I was feeling it, and I was hot, but like the last few turns looking kind of suspect, looking sus as fuck, and yeah, like I'm starting to get punished here. But like I said, like I'm not gonna get fully punished, but I'm gonna get punished. But I'm able to make like some full plays or whatever. I get to clear up some of his board, but not much, because like I need to get top decks. I need to get top decks in order to stay in this game. But we can't always be that lucky, right? Anyway, so I gotta make the analyzing play. Go ahead and make some trades. So the big thing about this turn is I needed to stay in resistance no matter what, but I also needed to not be dead on board. And that's another important part. Thankfully, I get very, very lucky. I'm able to get a top deck, and that helps me a lot. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and play out my Null-Potent Entity. So this brings me to another talking point. The nice thing that I like about artifact rhinos is that like they're disposable artifacts. Like with say any of the other like 5 or 6 artifacts that they can actually like put into your deck. With many of them, you never want to discard them. But for artifact rhino, because you can usually only play like 1 per turn, I think you're gonna be like fine like playing things like say Null-Potent Entity, or like say Machine Gunner Geno and things like that. Because those cards are honestly pretty good, but they don't really fit into like the makeup of like pre-existing artifact portal things. Anyway, that being said, so the game plan here is for me to dig for my last Saphira, because again, we know for a fact there's one more Saphira in my deck, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put myself into a spot where I have 7 out of 10 odds in order to draw into Saphira by forcing Resonance here with the No Earth History. This is important because I was on 9, but No Earth History puts in 1, so that puts me on an even number. So now I get to ditch 6 and I get to stay alive. However, that being said, remember at the start of the game on turn 2 and turn 3. Where my opponent put Radiant Artifacts in hand. Remember the last like 3 turns where he's played like Hakrabis and each one has pulled 2 cards. There's a strong chance that he was able to pick up the second Radiant. So even with my Null-Potent, he can still kill me as long as he pulled up double Radiant, because the Null-Potent, it only shaves 1 damage off of the Radiance and 1 damage off the Hakrabi. So just one. Sorry. So exactly 1 Radiant won't kill me, but both Radiants will kill me, and that's the only way he can kill me right now, I believe. But we'll go ahead and again check the handy dandy artifact destructor thingy. Yeah. However, he plays Biofab immediately. I'm like, okay, It's kind of scary. Now, if he was smart, if he was both smart and also got lucky and actually did in fact pull out the Radiant, he'll have gone ahead and copied that. So this way he has more. This way he has like exactly like 3 bites of the apple to pull out the second Radiant. Or, well, assuming of course he's actually like playing on point. Well, he'll have like he'll have 2 extra draws to pull out the Radiant, and if of course he does not, then he'll go ahead and die. So he makes a trade, right? Makes a trade, makes another trade. I'm like, okay, moment of truth. Do you have it or do you not? He plays with Icarus, and I know he does not have it. I'm like, okay, well, gotcha. Yeah. So now he needs to play another ward. Again, I know that's impossible because he drew both his wards immediately and did not suicide things onto the board. So I know it's like next impossible for him to be able to do all of that. Now, he could have honestly done that actually if he had another Fervent, because he could have traded in his Hawk Robbie into my Hawk Robbie, played a Fervent, then had a board space to go ahead and play out the Mystic Artifact that they actually got from his last Mech Wing, which is actually pretty impressive. But unfortunately, he does not do that, and instead he just slams my Hawk Robbie with a 17/7 Rhino. Like that's impressive, right? It's pretty damn impressive. But unfortunately for my opponent, my ability to debate the crap out of him and not be punished for my very poor plays was a little bit stronger, because we were able to find the young Saphira and just like slam him in the face, and you know, Bob's your uncle, he's dead. We were able to get there, but it was a game where like I should have been punished more. I should have been punished more, but unfortunately for him, like he did not hit, you know, his lucky step at the slot machine at the end. But you know, sometimes it's life. You know, sometimes not punished. But yeah. But hopefully that kind of gives you guys like a better idea of like what I'm saying. Like when I say that the Artifact Rhino is pretty good. Now, granted, I know for a fact that that's like not enough to take events like all of you. Like I hope it can convince some of you, but I know it's not going to convince all of you. So I definitely plan to, you know, play it on stream. Probably in a little bit when like the meta settles down. I'm not just gonna be like getting bamboozled by like crazy shit all the time and whatnot. Because you know, people are still testing, still experimenting, or whatever. So I wanted to go ahead and play you know, more defined meta games. This way, you know, a lot of like the usual like excuses for like why a deck for why like a card or like an idea might or might not work or whatever is taken away. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe, and let me know what you think about Rhino in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys next time.